Sorry.
Hello, SMM5 here. And as you all know, throughout the lawsuit arc and most of 2023, Mario, Meggy and SMG4 have been treated as the main trio of the channel, having a number of videos where they are in the spotlight. However, if there has to be a quote-unquote main trio for the channel, I think Mario, SMG4 and SMG3 make more sense, and today I will explain why. I hope you all enjoy. Now let's look into how the two trios work and why one is better than the other, starting with arguably the most important aspect of any character dynamic, be it hero versus villain, family, bromance, romance, etc., is what their dynamic is like and how that works. And for the main trio of a long-running comedy show like SMG4, the quality of the dynamic between said main trio is obviously going to be very important. And I believe that SMG3, SMG4 and Mario just work better. I think you all know by now what I think of Mario and Meggy's current dynamic, and how awful and obnoxious I think it is.
It sucks more than anything.
I know that Meggy claims Mario is her best friend, but from the way they are towards each other outside of life or death situations, from Meggy's attitude towards Mario, to the way Mario intentionally does whatever makes Meggy mad just for his own immature entertainment, to the way they fight all the time, makes the idea that they're still best friends unbelievable. It's like they're only friends when something really bad is happening, like in Let's Go Visit Peach or during a movie or arc, you know, when they pretty much have to work together to get through it. Other than that, it's Mario acting like a man-child and Meggy being a diva and acting like she's Mario's babysitter. And with SMG4 thrown into the mix, depending on what video they're making, it can either be alright or just eye-rolling. In the awful little road trip, they did this weird thing where he's supposed to be the dad figure to Mario and Meggy while they're fighting like absolute children, which only added more mild annoyance to that awful video. I won't go into SMG4's dynamic with Mario, since that's something both trios have, but he never really had a memorable dynamic with Meggy. They are friendly towards each other, but their chemistry on screen really isn't that memorable or interesting. Compare all of that to the other trio and the difference is clearer than daylight. I've talked about both SMG3's dynamic with SMG4, and his dynamic with Mario before. SMG3 and SMG4 are practically brothers, and frankly they have a way better balance between siblings and friends than Mario and Meggy do. In the Are You OK video, SMG3 literally had everything he ever wanted. Fame, friends, and overall just being better than SMG4, but despite all that, he still helped SMG4 out when he needed it. And their chemistry on screen is always a lot of fun. Mario and SMG3 have a funny contrast between two crazies. Mario's craziness is out of inherent madness and silliness, while SMG3's craziness is out of quote-unquote sus behavior. They're not as good as SMG4 and SMG3, but they're still a fun duo overall. And they're a lot of fun as a trio, seeing them share one brain cell in horror situations like in the Luigi Personalized and Watermelon Man videos is always a lot of fun. The chemistry between Mario 4 and 3, or the running Italians as I call them, is a lot better than Mario 4 and Meggy. In a trio, one character can really make a difference as to how memorable the dynamic is overall, and I believe SMG3 just makes a more positive difference. Before I go into this, I do want to say that this is more subjective than anything else, and that you're free to have your own opinions on this topic. Obviously. Now tell me, when it comes to Mario, Meggy and 4, are their videos really that memorable to anyone? Because to me, the only ones I remember being that memorable were Mario Steals Your Liver and the Lawsuit arc, and one of those is practically memorable by default. Of course there is the awful little road trip, which was profoundly memorable for the worst reasons I can think of. Other than that, their videos are kind of stale and won't stand the test of time as well as one would expect from the supposed main trio. Meanwhile, to me, the Running Italians episodes are a lot more memorable to me than the main trio episodes. The Watermelon Man, Let's Go Visit Peach, SMG3's Browser History, The Video Ends, etc., are all memorable episodes in my opinion. None of those videos feel stale or bland, none of them feel like a repeat of one another, and I'm more than confident they'll stand as memorable for at least over a month. Plus, none of the Running Italians episodes are less than a 7 out of 10 in quality to me, whereas the awful little road trip exists, so I would say the RTs win in consistency. And finally, By now I think we all know the overarching stories of Meggy and SMG3 respectively, about where they started and where they have led up to this point. In consequence to this topic, I believe SMG3's overarching story is just more suited for being in the main trio than Meggy. Meggy's character development has been long and it has involved her friends, but her growth has been more about herself as an individual than anything else. Growing into the woman she's going to be, maturing along the way and fulfilling her dream career, and more to be seen later on. On the other hand, SMG3's character growth has been much more involved with Mario and SMG4. Centered around his transition from SMG4 and Mario's mortal enemy, trying desperately to be SMG4, into becoming someone new and different of his own, and becoming their friend instead of their enemy. Mario has had a lot of involvement in Meggy's character development, but SMG4 has not. SMG3's story is more centered around his relationships with Mario and SMG4, so his place among them as a main trio just feels more appropriate. Meggy being in the main trio in SMG3's place honestly doesn't look as appropriate considering their character developments. That would be like having Melanie being in a trio with Meggy and Psycho instead of Tari. Sure, Melanie's a good character, but Tari's character development and relationships with those two characters make it more ideal for her to be in that trio instead of Melanie. Plus, SMG3 is an OG. While Meggy joined the channel over 6 years ago, which is a long time, SMG3 was there during the first year, practically since day one, just like Mario and SMG4 were. Frankly, the only logic to Meggy being in the main trio is that she's popular among the fans. Not terrible logic, but to me, SMG3 just makes more sense. So overall those are the reasons why the running Italians should be the main trio, as opposed to the current one. The only difference is in one character and SMG3 just makes more sense to me. The running Italians have better chemistry, have more memorable episodes, they're more usable for videos, their overarching story growth has better earned their place as a trio, and all three of them are OGs. If you disagree, that is fine, but I hope I have shared my viewpoint to you all well. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed. Do you think the running Italians make for a better main trio? Do you think there should even be a main trio? Is running Italians a good name? Or do you prefer the super meme makers? Be sure to like and subscribe, and comment below your thoughts on this video's topic. That's all for today, see you all next time.